Aquarius workshop, experiencing the reliability of life. I start with a quote from Pathwork Lecture 176 with the title The Overcoming of Negativity. And the quote is as follows: when you hate, when you distrust, when you take a dim view of things, when you prevent a favorable outcome by expecting the worst, it already exists in you that you love, trust, know that life is good and can be trusted. End of quote from Pathwork Lecture 176. To the extent we accept ourselves, we can experience the reliability of life. We are blind, ignorant, selfish and fearful when we lack self-acceptance. But if we seize every opportunity to grow by exploring and understanding negative energy fields, we will experience the joy and reliability of life almost continuously. Positive and negative energy fields are active within every person, creating life. The more positive fields there are and the fewer negative fields, the more we will experience the reliability of life, the true self, creation, the deepest inner instincts and the life force. The intense ego control is released, and the ego has become healthy and strong, integrating with the reliable inner true self. Then our intuition expresses itself uninhibitedly in all its natural spontaneity and wisdom. In this workshop we will explore with a loving curiosity 3 themes of the Pathwork Lectures regarding the reliability of life. The first theme: changing negative energy fields into positive ones. Trapped in a negative magnetic energy field, we can't simply change it through our external will. We can, however, use our external will to become familiar with this force field and understand and experience the negative pleasure associated with it, thus weakening its influence. Then a positive self-sustaining field can slowly emerge because the energy flow is guided into a constructive channel where the pleasure is infinitely greater. The next quote stems from Pathwork Lecture 142. The trustworthiness of life and therefore of God, that is, of the cosmic universal powers and laws, will be a self-understood matter when you understand how and why the negative fields force, why they exist, and that they need not exist. Even before they are transformed into positive field force work, you will already know that in principle trust is justified, that underneath these negative fields something exists that can be trusted and activated by your outer mind, will, and thought orientation. End of quote from Pathwork Lecture 142. The second theme: trusting your deepest instincts. Humans believe in the illusion that they can only survive by defending themselves against the instinctive life force, which strives for unification, connection, merging, and pleasure. This negative attitude to life creates conflict because a person cannot trust themselves as long as they distrust and reject the life force. Only when we examine this conflict can the truth about the reliability of life be understood, and are we able to let go of ego control and live harmoniously in reality. The next quote stems from Pathwork Lecture 149. When man considers the possibility that the entire creative process may be trustworthy per se, he will develop the creative energy and divine substance and reconvert them into creativity. It is impossible to trust God, to trust life, to trust creation, to trust nature, if one distrusts one's own deepest, innermost instincts. End of quote from Pathwork Lecture 149. The third and last theme. Trust change. Life is mobility in relaxation, and life is constantly changing. We can only develop optimally if we are willing to change, but within every person exists a counterforce that fears change and creates stagnation. However, in this Aquarian age, we can develop the new awareness that change is natural, desirable, and reliable. We must consciously form an image that change is positive and surrender to it without resistance. The last quote stems from Pathwork Lecture 230. As you grow and overcome distrust of change, you will no longer prohibit yourself from changing and developing and expanding. Then you shall experience the universe and life as intensely trustworthy, desirable, beautiful, and secure. I wish you peace and all the best. Thank you.